There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing okay. It is Tuesday, January the 5th already, which is a little bit insane. But that's okay. Listen, we're going to make sure we stay hydrated. Just like that. And of course, hydration for the soul right here in the coffee. So good. All right, so here we are. Second day of January. Well, second day of redoing the stretches since the beginning of January 2021. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to actually mix it up a little bit. So there are certain areas of the body that some of us have extended issues with. So, for example, sore hips that just will not go away. Sciatic pain that's taking forever to go away, right? Shoulder pain, back pain, knee pain, whatever it is. So what we're going to do is, and listen, we want feedback from you guys, is we want to take a focus, kind of a closer look at some of these areas to make sure that you can get the help you need and have an effective stretch that'll eliminate all of the pain that you're currently suffering. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go head to toe again today. Similar to what we did yesterday. But I want you to take a mental note. All right, take a mental note as we're doing it and see if there's any spots that are a little bit tender or extra tight, right? A little like, ooh, one of those kinds of moments, right? If you get those, write them down. Write them on a piece of paper. You don't write them in the chat right away. Write them on a piece of paper and send us a message. This way you remember, right, exactly what that spot is. So when you're doing your daily activities, you know that you have a sensitive hip. Plus, we'll know, and we'll set up a video just for you so we know have you set up and ready to go. Okay, so here we go. Starting with the head, we're going to work with the neck. We're going to bring our forehead, right? So the whole head is coming down forward first, just like this. Good. See, we're not pushing. We're letting gravity just pull our head down. Good, just like that. Nice and easy. We always come back up slow, right? We don't snap. Come back nice and slow. Now we're going to the side, same thing. We're letting the head fall to the side. We're not pushing the ear into the shoulder. We're stretching here, the traps, and along the clavicle. All right, so that's where we're doing the stretches. Just like that. Good. And up. All right. I'll tell you what. I got the heater on. The back. My back's on fire right now. All right, let's turn this way. All right, remember, we're not pushing the head. We're letting gravity pull our head. We're relaxing our muscles. And we're letting that stretch set in, right? So stretches, you don't push through stretches. You relax into stretches, right? Now, we're going to do one here. So I assume everyone's done this before. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our chin. We're going to shoot for the armpit. We're going to get the entire region, okay? So it's going to get that spot where the two muscles that we just stretched before collide and connect. And we relax. Good. Now I put my hands on my hips, only because I just like to stand that way. You can have your hands to the side if you want, but I much prefer this. All right, and relax that tension. Don't let that stretch reflex kick in. Good. Perfect. All right, now the shoulder. We're going to do two things for the shoulders. In fact, we'll do two, okay? So we're going to do the shoulder rolls, which are important, right? We go backwards first today. 2, 3, 4, 5, and forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. You did it. That's it. It's not that hard, right? You just got to make those big, big circles. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take our hands. I'm going to very slowly, we're going to try, for those of you who can, if you're having a little bit of trouble with this, do more shoulder rolls, okay? But for those of you a little bit bigger, let's try to get like we're swimming, right? So we're going to do the backstroke first, up and around, right? So even if you can't get quite as high, and you're kind of just doing these. So what you're doing is doing giant shoulder circles. If you know shoulder circles, you do this, right? And you draw a circle on the wall, right? If you look at my hand, it's making a circle, okay? That's a shoulder circle. So you're doing that, but you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and now you're doing big ones. 2, there we go, 3, 4, and 5. Now doing this, you're not really stretching muscles. I mean, you are a little bit, but this is not a static stretch. This is a dynamic stretch. This is getting that joint and that shoulder to do all the little things it's supposed to do in there. 3, 4, and 5. Good. Perfect. Just like that. Get those kinks out, right? All right. Now we're going to do a chest opener. Okay, so Rio de Janeiro, down here. I'm going to puff that chest out. I'm going to bring those shoulder blades back. So when you look, guys, I'm not just bringing my hands back, right? I'm bringing my shoulder blades back, right? So I'm connecting my shoulder blades. So now my chest is puffing out, right? It's not about the hands, because I mean, you could do this and you won't get the stretch, right? It's about those shoulder blades that pull and open that chest cavity up. Nice deep breath, because now your muscles are stretching around your rib cage. And we'll go up. And now you're going to get it along the clavicle, so you're going to feel it here. And up. Beautiful. Good. And back down. Nice. Great. You guys are doing perfect. All right, we're going to do our abdominal twists. And then we're going to do some side bends. Okay, so remember, a snake charmer, just got to get those elbows up. This rolls the shoulder, so we get them up. We turn. And don't go too fast. Once you feel an area that your hips want to pull along with you, that's where you stop. Deep breath, relax into that. Good. Back the other way. Oh, if you look at me, one side is way more flexible than the other. And that might happen to you. Right? You can sleep a certain way, get a little bit of stiffness. It happens. Okay, now we're going to do some side bends, guys. So the side bend, we're going to stretch this region out, okay? And what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you do this, you're bending at the hip, right? We're not teetering our shoulders over, which is going to put a turn on our spine. We want to get this region stretched. So what I find handy, I mean, you don't need to, I find it nice to bring this up and then kind of pendulum myself this way, right? By having that arm up, it kind of creates that nice straight line from here that you know you have to keep, right? I'm not pushing my hips out, right? If you look, guys, my hips stay where they are. I'm just letting my body tilt to one side at the waist, and I'm going to get the stretch along the side, right? And back. Perfect, just like that. Other way, up and to the side, right? We don't push the hips out. We don't bend ourselves in half. We're not pushing ourselves. We're getting up. We're feeling that stretch. We're relaxing, and then we're back. That's it. Perfect. All right. Now we're going to work on the lumbar, right? So as we know, lower back, disengage the hamstrings, right? Slide down. Now we're here, right? And we relax the rest of the way. And we let ourselves just teeter here. And let all that tension go away. We just relax, right? Deep breath. Good, just like that. And how long do you stay? You stay until the tension's gone, okay? So now we're going to hold up. Sorry, I got so comfortable there. We're going to support our shoulders, right? So we make sure the lower back's not pulling our weight up, and we come up like this. Now, guys, just a quick thing. For those of you who maybe have a little bit of trouble getting down there, use a chair, right? So you do the same thing. Disengage the hamstrings. Slide down the legs. Then from here, you can lean on the chair. right? And you can still get in that motion where you're, if you look, I got that nice curve on my back, but it's supported. It's not accidental. It's on purpose. You're controlling. And then we can straighten our legs slightly. And I'll just stretch out that lumbar region. Just like that. Right? And then you recover the same way. Hands on the knees. And up you go. Okay? You guys are doing great. Hamstrings. The favorite, right? The highways to the legs. Super important to do the hamstrings. Everything below this spot runs right through that area, okay? So we got to make sure it starts up here, it goes all the way down to your knee. So we got to make sure that huge section is really stretched. If let's say you were short on time and you can only stretch one area of your lower body, hamstring. All right? So here we go. Now, you can hold on to something to make sure it's high. But we want to make sure that we're up, right? Just because I'm not holding on doesn't mean you shouldn't hold on. Right? If you feel unstable at any kind of way, you need to hold on. Okay, and I'll tell you why in a second. So, nice L shape, right? So that the heel is pointing up, so it's not flat, but at the same time, you're not pulling it up. It's comfortable, it's relaxed, right? Technically, my leg could be asleep. It's just sitting here, right? Now, the focus is going to be keeping my back straight. The back straight is going to pull on the top end of that hamstring. Okay? And then lean on something. Good. And you're going to bend. Now, why is it important? Because right now, if you're in this position, you probably don't even realize that your knee has tensed up on you instinctively. That is called a stretch reflex. So now you need to focus and let go of that knee that's holding on, right? Because your leg doesn't know. The leg could be hanging on the edge of a cliff for all it knows. You're the one in control. You relax that tension. Right? And now if you do it right, if you're getting the back straight and everything right, it's going to be tingling right down your toes. And that's good. Some people get that tingle. They're like, oh, I don't think this is right. No, that's right. Okay, so remember, no pain though. Again, nice and relaxed. Back straight. So make sure, guys, when you're holding on to something, it's not too low or too far that you have to bend for it, because that's going to eliminate that back, right? So we want that posture up. Posture is always number one before you do anything. Right? Now, back straight, and we nice tilt forward. And tense knee, that stretch reflex kicked in. Relax, deep breath. You let it out. There you go. And if by letting it out, you start to teeter, you hold on. It's okay. Right? Because you're better to hold on and do it right than to try all this and not get the effectiveness that you really want out of the stretch. Right? There we go. I had a bit of a tight one on that one. I had to let it sit for a couple of seconds. All right. We're going to do the calf stretch now. Again, calf is an easy muscle to stretch in the sense that it only does one thing. It contracts and expands. That's all it does, right? So it's not like a joint. It's complicated, right? So here's what we're going to do. A nice, fair spread stance. Not so far that your heel can barely touch the ground. Because when you put in, if you're really that extended, as soon as you lean forward to stretch the calf, you're going to put some tension on that Achilles tendon. We don't want that, okay? So here we go. Like this, feet in alignment, and we just go forward just like that. There we go. And we relax. Good. All right, and back. Nice, just like that, nice and simple. Other side. Here we go. Ready? Okay. Now remember, guys, if you need to hold on, it's quite all right. Just get something that's high. Right? We don't want to be bending down. But you have to relax the muscle. So if you can hold this stance, but it takes all of your energy, don't. Right? Hold on. Let that muscle relax. Deep breath. Good. Just like that. Awesome. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do are some ankle circles. We're gonna do them a little bit different today, okay? So we're gonna do an open chain version. In other words, we're gonna hold our leg up. It's not hard. It's 5 little circles. You can hold your, it doesn't have to be far. You don't have to be up here like this, right? You want it off the ground. So you can lean back on something. You can chill out, whatever you want. You can even sit. It's fine, right? Here's where we go. Big circles leading with the toe. 3, 4, and 5. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And like I said, if they end up being squares at the beginning because they're a little bit stiff, don't worry about it. Circles will come. What's important is that you're focusing on the area and your mind is doing circles and your body is trying to match. Right? So by really concentrating on trying to do those circles, you will eventually get there. If you just flop it around, you'll never get there. Right? So intentional. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there we go. Just like that, guys, you did it. Whole body, head to toe. I hope you're feeling good. I'm feeling great. It's beautiful weather the next few days. Get out and enjoy it. Obviously, be safe, wear a mask, keep your distance, wash your hands, all those things. And listen, like I said, if you did all of these and you found a spot that maybe you want to focus on a little bit more, let us know, and we'll make videos specifically for that for you to help you down the line. All right, so that's it. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.